This is a video that was actually requested by a Cromwell's Kitchen concert viewer named Eric Northcott. He wanted to know about how to play "Let the Mermaids Flirt With Me," which is a Mississippi John Hurt tune. It's the second episode of Cromwell's Kitchen concerts that I did, and he since emailed me and said he's kind of gotten started on learning it. But I thought I'd do this anyway for anyone else who's interested. There have been a couple other people actually have asked about that tune in particular. Rather than teach just that tune kind of in isolation or do tab or anything like that, I thought I would just show kind of how I approach Piedmont picking or Travis picking or thumb picking. Those are all maybe three different distinct things, but they all make use of the same basic idea of taking a bass line with your thumb and some melodic material with your other fingers. And I should say that this is a really cool style for any kind of song, folk tunes. Country, blues, obviously, children's tunes, like something like Christmas tunes. So anything, pop tunes if you want, you do your own arrangement. So it's pretty useful. It's a nice way to accompany yourself if you don't have a band or you're not playing with other people. I think the best way to learn is to start by learning how to make a bass line, and then later you add in the melodies and then little melodic runs and bass runs and different harmonic stuff and different rhythmic syncopation stuff. But when you put it all together, it sounds like this when I play it anyway. I took some liberties there, but basically that's the outline of the tune. What I'm going to do is go slowly through it and show you a bass line, and I'm going to do it in the key that I did that video, episode 2 of Kitchen Concerts. It's in E, but I'm capoed at the 4th fret, and so if it's easier for you to think of it in terms of C, G, and F, that's fine, but it's really E, B, and A. And there'll be a C-sharp minor in there as well at one point, which translates to A, the shape of A minor. It's the common C shape, G shape, either any of these, and an F shape. And I use my thumb here primarily because it leaves the other fingers free to play melodies, as opposed to this where it kind of locks you in. Can't do much with that. So the basic outline, the chords, you can write these down. Maybe I'll put them in the description as well, but basically it just goes E, B, E, A, E, A, E, B, E, B, E, A, E, A, E, C sharp minor, A, B, E. So the first measure is going to sound like this. Right, so that's E, B. And so it's 5, 4, then you switch to the B, and it's 6, 4, so it's open. Right? So the first measure sounds like that. And then you're back to, the second measure is back to E. And this is where you have to switch your finger from the 5th string to the 6th string. So it's 5, 4, 6, 4. So the first two measures then are almost, they're very similar, except for in that first measure you're explicitly going to the B chord, and which gives you that shape gives you an open 4th string, as opposed to the fretted 4th string with the C shape. Then the third measure is A, and you're gonna use this shape. So you hold that shape and just say 6, 4, 5, 4. 6, 4, 5, 4. So the first three measures become everything else is then just every time you go to that chord, you use the same shapes, same pattern. So on the 4th measure, you're back to E. So the first 4 measures sound like this. Then 5th measure, you're back to F, or sorry, you're back to A, then back to E, and then to B. You also notice that when you go to the 7th and 8th measures where you're playing the B chord, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 5, 4. I will put a bass run there, so the 7th measure goes 6, 5, 6, 4, 5, 4, 6, 6, and I walk back up to the E chord. So that second set of 8 bars goes like this. Same as before. So far all the same. Now when you get to here, that E chord, I think that's the 6th measure. 6. That's when we walk down to the C sharp minor. Then you're back to A for the first part of that bar, and G and B on the second part of the bar. So the second 8 measures go. So the whole thing slow goes like this. Just one other thing about bass lines is that you'll notice I was doing it pretty staccato, meaning playing it really short. But you can let the notes ring out. Or you can mix and match that, or do something in between, applying any amount of pressure with your palm, or kind of lifting up on the fingers a little bit will mute the strings. Here I'm muting with my palm. Here I'm just kind of letting up on the string. So any combination of those things, any amount of pressure, any amount of muting, any amount of letting it ring, cutting off the ring, experiment with all of that. Mixing and matching for different sections of the song, or whatever you want to do. The other thing that's pretty cool and kind of serves as an accompaniment style of its own is to, on the upbeats, ring, brush the chords. So you do, which you could do a whole song just like that until you're comfortable adding in the melody. You can at least get the basic kind of feel down by using your thumb to brush through it with the chords. And then another sort of way to do it is to kind of, it's sort of a it's not quite the Maybell Carter picking or Carter scratch thing, but it's kind of like you can strum with your fingers doing. So there's that. Anyway, hopefully that gives you enough to work on, and I will do another video that kind of goes through the basics of adding in the melodies. There's some exercises that kind of get you started with that. So until next time, feel free to comment and like, ask questions, subscribe to my channel, watch Kitchen Concerts, which are on this channel, and donate to PayPal if you want, and like, dislike if you have to, and all that. Otherwise, I'll see you at the next lesson.